naunahan lang tayo because the Chinese knew that we would not use their firearms, and they knew that we did not have bladed weapons, so we could only use our bare hands. So ang tapang nila. But if our troops had the same bladed weapons, I'm sure they would not have been able to puncture the ribs the way they did it, no?
Yeah, so what we're seeing here is just a few adjustments and all. Admiral Ong talked about usage of big vessels, big ships, and na mas malapit siguro from there we can deploy some of these patrols, patrol boats. May proposal din. I think I was it you or Admiral about bringing in kind of a rig, a platform, a movable platform na para may additional structure ka dyan in addition to BRP Sierra Madre. What are the other ways where we can solidify and concretize, literally perhaps, our presence in the area? Kasi in China may preponderance of force around
Well,
diba? At kinukat yung supply lines natin
Well, we should announce that we are putting up a civilian structure, a lighthouse, a marine research center, and a Coast Guard substation, and bring materials there. I'm sure the Chinese will stop us. Once they stop us, we go to the tribunal because it's a civilian activity. And then that's what they dread. They really dread that we will bring another arbitration case because they will not appear again because they will lose. And if there's an arbitral award, the world will rally behind that arbitral award again. So that's the other thing that we can do. That's a sure thing.
Yeah, Justice, now going back again to your proposal for additional arbitration cases, what you're saying is that dapat go na tayo, or maybe we can use it as a leverage point. Kasi my understanding is another reason why China is very jittery is because tingin nila baka makinig si BBM sa'yo. Diba? Like, eto na naman, si Carpio, nanggugulo na naman. Ganun yata ang thinking nila. And of course, we saw in the reports, the Chinese are now calling on their quote-unquote scholars to come up with whatever kwento-kwentuhan, di ba?
They will construct narratives. That means they will invent because from the 9-dash line, they developed the 4 Sias. Yung 4 Sias, wala rin yun 4 archipelagos. They call Scarborough Shoal an archipelago. That's just single rock there, no? So, it really won't qualify. So, and in the arbitration of The Hague, the tribunal said that the Spratlys do not constitute an archipelago. So wala na. They cannot use that argument. So they're thinking of another thing.
Di ba nakahanap daw sila ng ancient map ng China na charot-charot yung pangtapat dun sa map ni Morelio sa likod.
Sabi nila meron daw silang mapa na nakita na gawa ng mga fishermen, pa hindi naman nila pinapakita sa atin.
Parang parang yun yung video ni Buljak kay di ba BBM, parating meron silang pulveronic video na hanggang ngayon mag-August na wala pa rin lumalabas.
Yeah.
Baka may pagkaganon sila.
I saw that video of Wu Shikuan that ang baka melodramatic may dati sabi niya there's just 1 copy of the map, ngayon 7 na raw ang nahanap nila kopya, dumami na, but they never show it to anyone bawal daw ipakita sa so ang evidence nila hindi mo pwede tingnan.
For domestic consumption lang daw yun, baka daw. Parang yun yung sa Kung Fu Panda, yung secret to success, mga ganun. Hindi ko talaga maintindihan pinagagawa nila.
That's why we should file the arbitration case. I'm sure they will not attend again, no? So there will be another award for us. So the patong na naman yan, and they dread another arbitral award against them.
I mean, you were pushing, if I'm not mistaken, was it also in your Wall Street Journal op-ed a few years ago, whereby you said, dapat we push for seizure of their assets of Sinong, CNPC, or any of the companies that are involved in
if we get a award of damages, because if we can sue them for destruction of the marine environment, then we will get an award. The question is, how do we enforce that award? Well, one thing is to go to Canada where they have assets there because Sinuk has assets there, and seize and ask the court to get those assets forfeited in our favor, no? But now that we have borrowed from them during Duterte's time, we can offset it against the loans that we
Pang-cancel. Parang Ilocano moves yan. Hindi, yung isang araw, malakas kang kumain, kaya bawas natin sa utang ko, yung mga ganun. Okay yun, okay. Actually, agree ako dun sa cancel na lang natin. Yun. Nako, delikado tayo dyan. Mukhang walang mapuntahan. Baka magalit na naman sila, sila madam na, Sabi nila, baka sir, sabi nila pag nag-arbitration tayo, i-hypersonic nila yung korte natin sa Hague. Baka may 26 daw ng target na courts. Baka i-hypersonic daw. Baka naman yan ang mga rhetoric nila.
Wala namang 26 yung EDCA sites eh.
Dami naman. Baka sinaman pa yung resort ni ganito, ganyan, di ba? Ay, naku, magmamaritas na nga kayo. Ayusin nyo pa yung script. Anyway, Justice, going back to this, magalit na naman. Baka ma-foreign affairs committee tayo, Justice. Mahirap na. Justice, going back to this, let me ask you a little bit about the domestic politics front also. Again, sorry kung pinapahirapan kita, but the thing kasi is, I think both Lenny and Risa, in their own ways, struck down the possibility of a grand coalition with the administration against Duterte's, right? So yun din yun kasi yung proposal ni Sonny Trillanes among other people. What is your understanding here? The reason I'm asking you is because, of course, Justice, you were one of the the statesmen, grand statesmen behind the whole One Sambayan. At the same time, now obviously, I think we're pretty transparent about it. We support Marcos' foreign policy when it comes to West Philippines because it's what's good for the country. It just happens that BBM is the president and doing the right thing. How do you think the genuine opposition should navigate this kind of a tricky situation whereby there is a unity of purpose and direction on foreign policy, but there's still a lot of differences domestically on historical issues, on human rights issues, among others? What is your advice as one of the former chiefs of the One Sambayan?
Well, we can cooperate on issues on per issue. I mean, I don't think a broad coalition will happen. I don't think we will be the other partner in the UNITEAM, the genuine opposition. So it will be issue per issue. Because on the West Philippine Sea, I don't think we can criticize the administration. They're doing everything that we want the administration to do. But let's say in the Maharlika Fund, we still don't agree with that. And then on the POGOS, we don't agree with that. So there are many issues that we disagree. And
even China doesn't agree with the POGOS. So
yeah,
alay natin ng China.
Richard, before you can operate, before you can get a POGO license from PAGCOR, you have to prove that in your market, if your market is China, that China allows gambling. But China already said, we don't allow gambling. The embassy said several times, we don't allow gambling, but they still issue permit. PAGCOR still issues a permit to POGO operators that cater to China. So obviously, PAGCOR is turning a blind eye to a fake document because you have to submit a document saying that you can operate in the country that you want to target. Like most of these POGOs target China, but China does not allow gambling. And in fact, their embassy here has repeatedly said that POGO operations, gambling, all kinds of gambling is not allowed. It's banned. So, in other words, something's wrong in PAGCOR. Why they allow it? Because they know they should have. It's public knowledge that China will never allow it. So, in other words, all these POGO operators are illegal because the documents that they submitted are false, are fake again.
Their home country, yeah. Kung saan illegal ito. And they should have known that. I mean, this is a common knowledge. I don't know how they're working out. Hindi pa parang gaming interface licensing, something like that. May ibang term din yan, di ba? GIL, something like that. Na hindi POGO. But going back to this, Justice, I mean, obviously, it looks like there are a couple of people, to put it mildly, na may fake passport na Filipino, diba? I mean, itago na natin sa pangalan na Alice Go or something. Waping ba ang pangalan? Don't you think the expose on this issue also could kind of have a I mean, if it's overdone, in a sense, it could have a boomerang effect kung saan baka ma-question na yung validity ng passports natin in general, na maging mukha tayong banana republic. Na, kung if anyone can walk in and get a fake passport, then doesn't that question, undermine the integrity of our national passports and therefore even affect perhaps our OFWs and all? Or maybe we're overthinking this. I mean, if this expose show na medyo en masse itong mga fake passport, like the Alice Go issue is pattern rather than an isolated case. I mean, what is your understanding of that?
Well, the news is out there already that they are able to get fake passports, fake citizenship. So if we don't do anything, then we may get blacklisted, or other countries will give us a hard time every time we visit them. But we could be one of those holding fake passports now. So we just have to clean up to show to the world that we've cleaned up.
And what about yung mga mawawala ng passport dahil nahanap na maging stateless sila, ganun? Yun yung status
No,
nila.
they revert to they
China?
won't be stateless because they will be Chinese citizen.
And what if China doesn't want them also? Dahil baka mga triad tong mga to, di ba? I mean,
well, they have birth certificates from China because they were born in China. They just show their birth certificate.
ang gulo nito, no? I mean, do you think that, I mean, this is tricky, right? Because obviously these people wouldn't get all of these documents kung walang maraming kasabwat, maraming mga enablers. Do you think there should be some sort of a clean slate purge of all of the people involved in enabling and abetting this, or just go after some big cases and set an example and don't overstretch your intelligence and law enforcement services? Kasi kung we're talking about thousands of people, limited din naman ang mga ano natin eh. Baka may mga overstretch pa tayo, maging mahina pa tayo in other areas of national security. I mean, how do you see us navigating this mess?
Well, it's very simple. Those filing late registration of births should go to a different lane.
Na dapat may double scrutiny. Oh,
yeah. They will be scrutinized more closely because they're not that many. Because they were not required to submit other documents showing that they were really born here, no?
Yeah, so what you're saying is that we'll just add layers of scrutiny dun sa mga
for those with late registration.
Super late. Yung mga biglang 14 years old lang sila, may birth certificate or something. I think there's some places na they don't accept na yata our birth certificate and all dahil sa dami mga kalokohan na nangyari. So you're right. I mean, we just have to show that we're cleaning things up. Justice, last point, Justice, going back to this, heading into elections, ano dapat ang approach ng opposition, genuine opposition, in terms of discussing West Philippine Sea issue, considering na more or less maganda naman yung ginagawa ng administration? Should it be an offensive against Duterte then, or perceive a real process of China? And how do we also avoid xenophobia and some sort of toxic discourse around this issue? Kasi, syempre, let's be honest, there's always also that air and shadow of prejudice that I think we have to be quite careful, especially for our Chinoy brothers and sisters, among others. Yeah.
Well, as long as we zero in on the pogos, I think we can distinguish, no? Because the legitimate Chinoys, they're not into pogos. So if we just say, okay, we're going after pogos, so they will understand it will not reach them, no? And I think the problem really are the pogos, because it's so loose. I mean, we know that they are illegal. In China they're illegal, so they should be illegal here also. But we turn the other way around. Even if we know that they cannot operate in China, we allow them. So it's really our fault because it's so obvious.
What about the issue of accountability, diba? I mean, kasi parang nag-steroids level na to panahon ni Digong. I mean, let's be honest, itong issue ng corruption, fake passports, matagal na yan eh. I've been hearing about this since I was a little child. But it looks like next level talaga ito ng panahon ni Digong, no? It went on steroids with all of this pogo explosion.
Yeah, I think the committee of Senator Rizzo Ontiveros will dig deeper. I think they will try to find out who are the protectors, because the PAGCOR chief already said that somebody from the previous administration with cabinet rank has been calling them and lawyering for the POGOs. So I think that will be the next step, no? To
Ay,
unmask
hindi
who are
naman
the
ano to.
protectors.
Hindi naman ito yung may Supra assistant, mga ganun. Hindi naman to, no? Medyo iba naman to. Medyo, yung mga nag-iwan ng ID yung kanyang assistant sa mga photo, mga ganyan. Hindi naman ganun. Sinapina na nga yan, ayaw magpakita eh. Alright, thank you so much, Justice Carpio. Is there something you wanna add? Because, sige, kay Liamas na lang yung mga ibang marites na tanong ko kasi sabi ko, I want to get back to you again in the future, maybe before or after SONA. Pag-usapan naman natin next time, hopefully, if you're available, God willing, Justice. Pag-usapan natin SONA, things that you look forward to, and also sa tingin mo dapat i-emphasize ni Marcos, kasi this would be